ASBOs or education, more training or tougher sentences. It seems we're always looking for new solutions to tackle youth crime. But one farmer from Derbyshire believes the answer lies a lot further than courts or classrooms. Sally Bowman's been to see how one man's vision is transforming young lives.
Excluded from school, in trouble with the law, they're the young people no one wants. But in the search for solutions, one man thinks he's found the magic pullet.
What we're actually doing here is creating full-time employment for unemployable people.
We need more people like Roger who are willing to give people second chances.
We're talking about a social revolution here. We could take hundreds of children off the youth offending register.
Eggs, not ASBOs. That's the philosophy at Highfield's Happy Hens, a free-range egg farm at Etwall near Derby.
I think we've got 3 lads and 1 girl coming in today.
It's been 28 years since Beryl and Roger Hosking turned their farm into a refuge for the kids most people can't cope with.
Most of the kids that come here have got broken homes and there's serious problems why they've reacted the way they have, and they just need loving.
We don't actually see them as bad or naughty. We just see them as angry and hurting.
19-year-old Shantae Smith was pretty angry when she arrived at the farm 2 years ago.
Before I come here, I just used to hang around with my mates, cause trouble, get arrested, go through the court system and things like that.
She ended up in prison for breaking her ASBO. Now she's managing one of Roger's chicken sheds.
There's no one to try and boss you about up here. It's your shed, so it's you that does like the telling. Since this time last year, I've grown up a lot, I've calmed down, and I'm actually interested in doing something.
Do you take eggs from here for your mum?
She comes and buys them in the mornings.
All right, she shouldn't buy them, you know. She was a cornered person, you know, she felt trapped by life, and she certainly struggled with me. Everybody else on the farm she got on well with, but she couldn't cope with me because I was the authority bit.
Right.
I like him. He's a bit like a father figure. I've got a dad, but he's like a father figure. Like, he'll come and, like, as he says, he preaches to me, but I listen to him. And, like, maybe his beliefs aren't the same as mine, but like, I take into consideration what he says, and he does talk sense.
She's lovely. I mean, there's all sorts of different people come through this place, and Shantae, she's what this place is all about, really.
The open door policy for troublemakers has been far from trouble-free. Roger's had his collarbone broken, been spat at, sworn at, and he's lost count of the broken windows. The farm doesn't just take in young offenders. Many here have fallen through holes in the education net.
It's just a lot better on school. I ain't been to school for like near enough a year now, and I've been coming here. So I reckon this is a lot better on school, or I would have got kicked off with this by now.
When I was at school, I just used to not do as I was told, and really, as soon as I wouldn't do told, they just told me that I wasn't coming back.
You don't get shouted at as well. You didn't go no bullies here. And you get a good cup of tea as well.
I think it's calming working with animals. You know you've got to be gentle, or if they do something to you, you know you can't just shout at them or do something because they don't understand.
The majority of young people that come to us are quite angry for one reason or another, and when we go egg collecting, they pick their eggs up and squash them. Egg yolk all down the front. They don't like being covered in broken eggs, I suppose, so, you know, within a day or two they can collect an egg without breaking it. Those angry hands have become gentle hands, and that actually does affect their attitude. The angry attitude becomes a much more gentle attitude, and it's probably the thing that turns them all round. I've realised that I'm getting older, and I had to sit down and think, well, I've got to set myself a goal, if you like, and so I'm trying to find 10 farms in the next 3 years that would become care farms. We've got a blueprint that I could plonk down anywhere.
Hi, good to see you.
And Gordon Gatwood from the Care Farm Network is interested in building from that blueprint.
Oh, we've got to get down to Wokingham, so it's right down the M40. So.
He wants Roger to meet some potential care farmers in Surrey.
For 28 years, Beryl and I have looked after young people. I suppose they would be labelled as society's failures.
Roger's got no time for rural idols. His key to successful care farming is to make money and create jobs.
What we've created at Highfields is a viable, independently financed project. Now, if you go in for 100 hens, I can't help you. A minimum of 5,000 hens, and I can get you an egg contract for every egg you can produce.
We've been looking at this for 2 to 3 years, and we should have had it going 2 or 3 years ago. It's very, very necessary.
In my opinion, that's what you need, is the one thing in the middle that supports everything.
He spoke with passion, comes from the heart, and that's what appeals to most people.
In other parts of the world, in Holland especially, but in other parts of Europe, it's now being recognised as a main deliverer of health and social care. What we want is our government, our political parties, to realise it can be the same here.
And that view is getting support from the top. Prince Charles has launched the Year of Food and Farming, which includes care farms in a campaign to put young people back in touch with the countryside. It means Roger's likely to get busier.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
I think you are very special.
100 hens, I can't help you. A minimum of 5,000 hens, and I can get you an egg contract for every egg you can produce.
We've been looking at this for 2 to 3 years, and we should have had it going 2 or 3 years ago. It's very, very necessary.
In my opinion, that's what you need, is the one thing in the middle that supports everything.
He spoke with passion, comes from the heart, and that's what appeals to most people.
In other parts of the world, in Holland especially, but in other parts of Europe, it's now being recognised as a main deliverer of health and social care. What we want is our government, our political parties, to realise it can be the same here.
And that view is getting support from the top. Prince Charles has launched the Year of Food and Farming, which includes care farms in a campaign to put young people back in touch with the countryside. It means Roger's likely to get busier.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
I think you are very special.
Yeah, dear. Bless you. Oh, come on, go home now.
Back home at Highfields, Roger reveals how he got his unique perspective on problem kids. He used to be one.
When my father died a few years ago, we found a file that he'd kept on me, and these are actually letters from my old headmaster, which was when I was about 14 years old. There is one letter here that says they completely gave up on me, really. It says, I will talk to Roger when he gets back, and I promise that I will do whatever I can. But one must face the possibility that it may be impossible to do anything. Something happens out there, and I can see myself as a 14-year-old boy. And my eyes just fill up with tears, because I wish somebody would have understood me then, like we try to understand these young people.
Roger's hug a hoodie solution won't be popular with everyone, but for these young people it seems he has found some of the answers.
I think instead of slapping ASBOs on people and just leaving them to their own devices, maybe they should set up other farms.
It's a shame just having one place so that they have to travel all the way down here just to have a look. Well, it'll be great